guys, how's it going? It's X666X Iron Maiden, and today we're finally back with more Nightwish. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this past weekend, those of you that were able to see the live concert. I had tickets, and I couldn't make it to either of the two shows. Life got in the way. The Friday show happened to land right when I had to go and deliver some paperwork that had to be delivered that day. It was government paperwork for certain things going on. And then on Saturday night, let's just say some personal stuff came up that I was unable to be there at the live time frame, and I ended up missing both. I was that unlucky. So I hope you guys got to enjoy it. I will check it out in the future when the chance comes up. Obviously, we won't be doing it on the channel. This was a paid, it was like, you know, going to a concert. It was a paid event. We're not covering it. Nightwish has already said they don't want it covered at all by reactors or anything, so, you know, we respect their wishes. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it anyway. I found this video a while back, and it was basically Nightwish when Annette was still with them, and they were practicing Romanticide for the upcoming tour. I thought that'd be interesting to check out. I'd never seen it. I don't even know if I've heard Annette sing Romanticide. Besides, maybe... have I heard? I don't even know if I've heard her version of this ever on anything. So that's what we want to check out today. So it's going to be a little bit different too, you know. So it is like live, but they're just practicing. You know, it's not in front of a crowd or anything like that. So I'm curious what it'll be like. It's just something a little different. Let's do it. Oof, 2009. This was like a month around the same time I finished basic training for the military way back. Watch his face again. Gotta see it again. So far it's interesting just to see the whole behind the scenes, you know, like we're practicing just before going on tour, obviously. A lot of their tour equipment is obviously here as well. You can see it all around them. It's very interesting to see like their whole like basically practice setup back at this time. I don't know if this is still what they do before they go on tour, if like they just practice like the stage setup, because obviously there's like a mock setup here as well, not like a full stage setup, but pretty much where they'll be on stage is set up here. They're just obviously it's more of a relaxed setting. You're not actually performing someone. You don't have to be crazy all over the place and all that. They're just making sure everything sounds good and all that. They're testing out equipment and all these things before they go out on the road, I'm assuming. And it has really good quality. I thought it might not have the greatest quality. It's not bad for this time frame and being more of like a kind of like a practice setting. It actually sounds really good. And I'm one of the ones who don't hate Annette. So, like, for me, hearing her sing this song is really good for me. I enjoy her voice.
To
Yeah. Like my favorite part of the whole song is that riff. I love that riff so much. The bass is very distinctive here. It definitely doesn't... Is that what it sounds like when they played live after this? I don't think so. Unless my mind's playing tricks on me, I'm pretty sure that's not what that sounds like when he plays it live. I'm pretty sure it has a heavier tone than that. I could be mistaken. Could be. Again, like, we just basically went through my favorite riff of the whole song. Like, I was waiting for it. I wanted to hear it. I was like, bring it on, and I want to hear that riff, because that is the riff that makes this song for me. It's one of those riffs that the band made. It's like probably one of my top 5 riffs that they've done, because I just love those heavy riffs, man. They whenever he does them, they're so good. They're so good. Especially like at this point in my life. Maybe not back in the day. It would have been more like a guitar solo or more like, you know, fast riffs and stuff. But nowadays, like just a nice, simple, just chugging along kind of riff like that. I love it. I gotta say, like when it comes to Annette, every time I listen to her, I'm like, I don't understand why people put so much hate on her, as if like she wasn't a good singer. She's clearly a good singer, but I've seen a lot of comments that are like disgusted with her. Those are what people I'm directing this at. Like, how could you be disgusted just because she didn't sound like what you wanted for in this group? You can't. There's a difference between saying someone sucks and a difference between saying I don't like how they sound. And that's a huge part of today's culture, is people are so willing to just say this is trash, like that, like in comments, because you know it's on social media and on YouTube and everywhere. If this is trash because they don't like it, like they say like they can't sing, they can't play their instruments. It's like, no. Clearly, a lot of people enjoy this. Clearly, you know, you can see they have talent. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean that it's trash or anything like that. It just means your ears don't like it as much, and that's all it is. That's directed towards, I'm directing this more towards those people that are like, you're allowed to have your opinion. You can not like Annette and be like, oh, I just didn't like her with them, so, you know, I didn't like that era that much. That's fine, but it's the people that like attack. It almost feels like they're trying to attack the person personally, like you were that bad that like I took offense to it. I wish we could get past that. Because this is clearly a great performance of Romanticide with her. It clearly is. Like, you can tell that she can sing here. Like, you can't tell me otherwise. Yes, I still enjoy Floor's version of it better. But that's just because Floor's singing is more to what I'm looking for. There's a lot more techniques going on, different styles going on. Being, again, I've said this a million times, I'm like that prog-sided guy where there's like, the more things going on, the better. That's what it appeals to. That's why. You know, obviously with Annette and Tadia, it for both of them, you know, they were more in a specific lane, and that's why I think Floor appeals to me more. And I just wanted to bring this up because at this point I'm listening to her, and it's not even to do a comparison. It's literally I'm listening to her and I'm like, she sounds really good. I don't understand why she gets so much hate. She still sounds good. It still sounds good. It's just not everyone's taste. That's all it is. Rant over.
instead of me. Let go, get rid of me and try to survive your prodigy.
I didn't think they were gonna be practicing. Like, I really wasn't expecting pyro like tested here at all. So they're really like testing like everything that's going on with the stage here. They're testing like pyro. There's probably lights that you can't really see because the room is lit up. I wouldn't be surprised. So this is cool. This is like their like real test of like the whole stage setup. And make adjustments now before you go on tour. So if I was taking a guess, they're probably doing the whole show too. Take off all your clothes.
You could actually go to VinWaters.com and see if you can win a ticket to a show on the upcoming tour. That's possible, so go there and check it out.
Okay, this is like a special thing so you can win a ticket. That's cool. I was gonna say they have a shit ton of water there. Like they must be practicing like all day, kind of thing. But it could also be because of the promotion. Because I seen like 8 bottles sitting over by the drum kit on the far end there, and those are big bottles of water. I was like, they must be there all day practicing. So I'm just guessing. And then they did this promotion where they did the video along with it. That's my guess. But yeah. Like, that's cool to see behind the scenes. Like, it's basically what I would expect a band to do. I've never really seen videos of bands doing it, though. This is the first time, I think. But I was obviously aware that, like, you test out these things beforehand. I didn't have to be told. It's pretty much a good guess to figure, like, you're going to practice your stage setup, make sure what's working. You got to make sure you got room to do what you want to do, move around, you know. I think the first time I ever thought about it was like with like Iron Maiden. They have such a big stage setup. Obviously, they must practice that somewhere. They're very familiar with. It gives you familiarity too in advance, like when you're practicing with the stage, so you kind of know like what you're getting into once you go on tour. You know if pyro's going to be too close. You know if lighting's in the wrong position, like all that stuff. Like there's so many technical aspects that go into just the stage. Having interaction with the band. That you just have to practice it beforehand. You have no choice. Because you don't want those things to have to be changed and go wrong while you're on tour. And some people might not think of it that much, like you just assume like, oh, like we know it works, whatever, but they probably practice with every new stage they do. I could be incorrect about that. I'm obviously not someone who I've ever been, I'm not the roadie reacts. In this case, it would obviously Tank would have a better aspect of that behind the scenes, quite possibly. Like he would have more information, by talking to a lot of the bands that do these things beforehand. But yeah, in general, I would assume that most bands, like bigger bands, do this and practice and set up their stages accordingly. But I could be wrong, I suppose. I could be. It feels like that's like something I've always thought the groups did. Great performance again by all of them. Even though it was just practice, it's just good to see it sometimes. I thought the sound quality was pretty good, and there were some interesting things to check out at the same time. So that was all great. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed checking it out too. If you did, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to get notified when I drop new videos. And as always, you guys have a good one, and I'll catch you later.